Once upon a time, in a quaint little village, there lived an unconventional philosophy professor named Thompson. He was known for his distinctive teaching approach and was admired by both his students and the townspeople. One sunny morning, Professor Thompson entered his classroom with an intriguing sparkle in his eyes, carrying a large empty pickle jar under his arm, immediately piquing the curiosity of all the students present. It was obvious that this was not going to be an ordinary school day. Today, the professor started, "I wish to teach you all an important lesson about setting priorities in life." Placing the glass jar on the table in front of everyone, he held up a bag filled with fist-sized stones and asked them, "Can anyone tell me if this jar is full?" The unanimous answer from the room was that indeed it was not. With that agreement reached, he proceeded to fill the jar with the stones until they reached its brim. Turning towards the class, he asked, "Is this jar full?" The students observed that there was no more space for additional stones and agreed unanimously, "Yes, it's full." However, much to their astonishment, the professor then pulled out a bag filled with pebbles from beneath the table. He began pouring them into the jar. These pebbles, being significantly smaller than stones, found their way into gaps between them. Once again he posed a question. "Is this jar full now?" A few students had started piecing together what he was trying to illustrate and thus hesitated before answering affirmatively. "It appears so, but perhaps not entirely." Quite right they were. The professor revealed a box of sand which he subsequently poured into the jar. Tiny grains effortlessly filled all remaining gaps between the stones and pebbles. "Now," stated Professor Thompson with conviction, "the jar is surely full." At this point, no student dared argue. But then came another twist. From behind his desk, Professor Thompson brought forth a jug of water which he proceeded to pour into what seemed like an already overflowing jar. To everyone's surprise, though, it soaked into every last crevice left among the sand grains. It was only then that he acknowledged the jar as being completely full. "Now," said Professor Thompson, wiping his hands on his coat lapel and looking around at his bewildered students, "what we've seen here today has more depth than just filling up this jar." He paused for effect before articulating, "I want you to understand that this jar is a metaphor for your life, with each element added symbolizing different aspects of our existence. The stones are significant parts of your life. Your family, health, and friends. Elements so essential that even if everything else vanished, your life would still be meaningful. The pebbles represent other things we value, like hobbies or work responsibilities, house, and car. Important but secondary facets of our well-being. Meanwhile, the sand stands for everything else. Minor stuff, insignificant details, the daily tasks that fill our lives but should not take precedence over what truly matters." The students found themselves amazed by the professor's insight. Then he proceeded further. "Should you fill the jar with sand or pebbles first, there will be no space left for the stones. This concept applies to life as well. If you devote all your time and effort to minor things, trivial tasks, and everyday chores, you will never have room for what matters the most in your life. The stones are emblematic of factors central to your happiness and fulfillment. They signify cherishing quality moments with your loved ones, maintaining good health, and chasing your dreams passionately. If you overlook these priorities, you might realize towards the end that you've neglected the most crucial parts of your life. Ensure that you place the stones first. They are the bedrock, your primary pillars. They are your family, your health, and your aspirations. Don't allow the pebbles or sand, the secondary tasks, mundane routines, or trivial matters to overshadow them. As you reach the end of life's journey, it will be these stones that add significant weight to your life jar, determining its worth and meaning. Guide your life with those elements that nourish your spirit, appease your soul, and hold utmost importance. The remainder is merely pebbles and sand." As the professor wrapped up his discourse, a keen student raised her hand and asked, What about the water? Where does that fit into our lives? Her inquiry was met with a smile from the professor, and he responded, "The water signifies unexpected opportunities and experiences in life. Regardless of our seemingly full lives, there will always be room for a heartwarming chat over coffee or tea with friends. Despite our busy schedules, there is still space for moments of genuine happiness, relaxation, and connection with others. In our lives, we often find ourselves balancing various tasks, attempting to squeeze everything into the limited hours of a day. Amidst this chaos of everyday duties that we get so engrossed in, we sometimes overlook what's genuinely important. Our life, like this jar, is not infinite. There's only so much it can accommodate. If we opt to fill it first with sand and pebbles, the trivial and insignificant matters, we'll leave no space for the stones, those elements that hold true value and substance in our lives. So I encourage you to prioritize your stones initially: your family, health, dreams, and passions. These are the elements that, when all else fades away, will still leave you feeling contented and fulfilled. Take care of these precious stones first. Allocate time for your loved ones. Nurture your physical and mental well-being. Chase your dreams without any fear. And while doing so, ensure that there is room for learning, growth, and kindness. And don't forget about the water. The unexpected or unplanned occurrences such as coffee dates with friends, or spontaneous fits of laughter, moments that bring joy into our lives. Even when life seems full to overflowing capacity, there is always room for these experiences. There is always space to unwind, connect with others, or simply exist amidst the smaller concerns, the pebbles, and daily tasks, the sand, that fit around what's important. These are necessary tasks and responsibilities but should not consume all your time or energy, nor should they take up space meant for your stones. At last, remember, my dear students, it's not about having a hectic life filled to maximum capacity, but about leading an enriching life filled with experiences that matter most to you, and add real value to your existence. Therefore, it's not just about counting each passing day, but making every day count significantly towards what truly matters in your life. Learn how to balance stones, the significant thing, with sand, the daily tasks, and water, the surprising joys, that make your life worthwhile. The classroom fell into a thoughtful silence as the students pondered the professor's words. They realized that it was crucial to assess their own lives and make conscious choices about what truly mattered to them. This parable isn't merely about prioritization. Similar to how we manage to fit everything into this seemingly unaccommodating pickle jar, every aspect has its place in our lives without necessarily overshadowing others. Thus, it also teaches us balance. Furthermore, it emphasizes the idea of flexibility, serving as a potent reminder that we possess an innate capacity for adaptation. Even in moments when we feel overwhelmed to the point of bursting, there is always room within us for adjustment and growth. The profoundness and wisdom encapsulated in Professor Thompson's words resonated deeply among his students. They sat in contemplative silence, absorbing these fresh perspectives on priority management. A crucial understanding began to take root within their hearts: the importance of making mindful choices regarding energy investment and identifying what genuinely mattered in their unique life contexts. Henceforth, the once empty pickle jar evolved into a powerful symbol, guiding them towards leading more balanced and fulfilling lives. This new perspective was characterized by thoughtful consideration, adept prioritization, and openness toward embracing unexpected opportunities. This is Awakening Essence. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Remember, prioritize your stones, and make every moment count.